Hey, gang. Hope you're ready for a nice weekend, and I hope you had a great week. So, I want to talk about Jordan Montgomery. Will the people that Yankee fans that want Jordan Montgomery still want Jordan Montgomery after tonight? Okay, that's the question I have for you. What do I mean by that? Let's get into it. So, if you've seen the playoffs, if you've been watching the playoffs, Houston, is now tied the Astros for the ALCS 2-2, and it's still in Texas. And over this series, a couple of things have become apparent to me. I'm imagine they've become apparent to a lot of you as well. Number one, it's you can never undervalue the importance of starting pitching. And the fact is that Houston has a better 3, 4, and 5 than Texas does. They now have the edge in the series, matchups, and the momentum. And they're still in Texas. Okay? Now, Jordan Montgomery pitched against them in game 1. He went through 6 1/3 and shut them out. It was fantastic. But that said, he was pitching against a dormant Astros offense. This offense has woken up now. Okay? They have awakened. Different story tonight. Will people that want Montgomery to be here and they're so outraged that the Yankees traded him and so on and so forth feel the same way if he gets pounded tonight? Now, I hope he shoves or at the very least keeps him at bay and puts the Texans in a position to win. I hope he does. But I don't know. We'll see. This is a different story. Again, Houston is ready to go now, and they've pounded the Rangers this year in Texas, which is what they've done the last 2 games since their offense has woken up. And their offense was dormant in games 1 and 2 in Houston. And they've got one more game, and this series will be going back to Houston no matter what. Now that the offense is kind of, the sleeping giant has risen. This could be a different story because they are very hard to beat in Houston when they're on. So it's something to keep in mind. It might give you a little bit of a different thought process, a little bit of a different perspective. And I wonder whether Montgomery is going to be the same Montgomery. And again, this could be, if he shoves tonight and if he keeps him at bay, then it's just going to add to his contract value this offseason. He's already done that, okay? And if he continues, it's just going to get more expensive. And hopefully he does, okay? He's a big lefty. He does throw hard. And I know the Yankees have their eyes on him, and they want a reunion as well. Don't know if it's going to happen, but this particular situation tonight, where it's a different situation, a different Houston lineup, and he'd be facing game 1, will help determine how bad teams want him, how bad fans still want him, right? And I want to know what you folks think. I want to hear your perspectives. Load up in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I definitely want to get your insights. Your opinions matter here. If you do, hit the notification as well. That way you're in on the inside scoop on everything as it comes to the Yankees and not the Yankees. Inside news, free agency, trades, breaking news, blah, blah, blah. You get it all here. I thank you for both, okay? But that's the thing tonight, okay? And again, on the National League side, Arizona's down 2-1 now. If they tie the series, I think Philadelphia still has the advantage. They're in Arizona for 2 more games. I think the Phillies still have an advantage because they have a better 3, 4, and 5 than Arizona does. Now, Phillies are going with a kid tonight. Sanchez, I don't know who Arizona's going with, but you'll probably see Zach Gallen versus Zach Wheeler in game 5, I'm guessing. But again, the Mets even also have Taijuan Walker, who won, I think, 16 games from this year, coming out of the bullpen. So they're deeper. Now, with the exception of a shutdown closer, I think the Diamondback shutdown closer is more dominant than Craig Kimbrell is, even though Kimbrell had some good year. He got walked off on by Ketel Marte yesterday. But Sewald has a little bit of an edge, I think, on Kimbrell. But I think the Phillies bullpen overall, at the end of the day, is deeper. But this goes to show the value of pitching, particularly in the playoffs. Starting pitching and bullpen. So, and I just, these types of things became a little bit more apparent to me. And And by the way, I'm gonna give a shout out to Tats and NFE. They had a great conversation on Pinstripe Chronicles last night. We're talking about this this morning actually, and talking about the playoffs, where teams stand now, the offseason, Yankees, and even retiring numbers and the value of it when it comes to the Yankees, and why some numbers have not been retired yet, and so on and so forth. So shout out to you guys. It was a great conversation, and I hope we can continue that. And it was fun listening to you guys. So, but back to this, and I'm looking down at my notes here again. This is a different Houston lineup, okay, and it's a different situation for Jordan Montgomery. So the type of what Jordy are we going to see tonight? What Monty are we going to see tonight? Is the question. Has he progressed to the point where he can shut down an even a high firepower offense? And he's shown some dominant moments with Texas. He's shown some good moments with St. Louis. Okay, he was just as consistent as he was when he was with the Yankees when they traded him. And I understand a lot of fans are angry about them moving him for Harrison Bader, which is a trade that unfortunately didn't really pan out that much for the Yankees, but that's in the past. Will this make him too expensive for the Yankees? And I know the Yankees are locked in on Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and we've talked about him ad nauseum, and we're going to continue to, because that's going to be the talk around baseball, him, Soto, and everybody else. But this tonight is the conversation, right? Right now, what type of Montgomery are we going to see? And again, will he be ready for this fired up Houston offense? Will he be able to do what he did to them in Game 1 again in Game 5? So that's the question of the day. I want to know what you think. Load up the comments. Let's talk about this. And again, this one here, I think is, like I said, Houston, I think, has the edge. And I think Philadelphia has the edge in terms of pitching overall. So this to me screams of and I've actually changed my prediction. I now predict, I think, with the exception of if Jordan Montgomery, I'll just say this, whoever wins tonight, I think, is going to win the ALCS. If Texas wins, then I think they'll close Houston out. If Houston wins, it's all over, in my opinion. So that's my pick now. So if Houston wins tonight, they're going to win the series. And because you got Justin Verlander and these other guys coming too. So it doesn't get any easier. It does not get any easier. So, but let's talk about this game. Let's talk about this, because this is food for thought. And now that we're in the playoffs, this is the type of stuff that gets tossed around. I mean, switching of guys. Like, I thought it was going to be Taijuan Walker starting tonight for the Phillies, but they changed it to Chris Sanchez. So, and with Taijuan Walker potentially coming out of the bullpen, you never know what's going to happen in the postseason. And I'll look at this right now. I want to see who's pitching tonight for Houston against Jordan Montgomery. What do we got here? So it's going to be Jordan Montgomery versus Justin Verlander. So Montgomery's going to have to be on his game, especially now Justin Verlander, he feeds off of when his offense is firing on all cylinders, and now that they're doing that, he tends to feed off of it. So this is tonight's the night that Jordan Montgomery can make a break, a huge contract for himself this season. He's going to get a big one, but it could be even bigger than that. Okay, and this is also, to me, tells me a lot as to how shut down he could be in the postseason. Okay, can he elevate his performance another step? Can he do it? We don't know. I hope so. I really do. Can we do it? I don't know. This is definitely conversation worthy. So let's talk about it, gang. Let me know what you're thinking, and we'll get into this. Have a great week. I'm going live tonight, by the way, with Bobby Malone, if you haven't heard. We're going to break down the Yankees' finances, spending, and talk about stuff that's not usually talked about, which can give us a lot better understanding of why the Yankees do things and don't do things, and so on and so forth. And again, he values the full story and accurate information, as do I. So I think this is going to be a good conversation. We're going live tonight at 9:30 Eastern. So I hope you'll join. Tomorrow night, open panel, live panel for everybody. So let's get into it. Have a great week. Talk to you next time.